reality, this marketplace is fascinating. I was not aware of that. And then you have the World Bank, who's really trying to put the accent on the financing. And very often what you see at the World Bank is that it's difficult to intertwine that many aspects of the value chain within one project. Very often it can be either infrastructure, or you mentioned non-motorized transport. It can be one thing, inclusive cities, etc. But you cutting across the entire value chain. You talk about the financial sector, assembly, manufacturers, so that has impact on job, duties, legal. I mean, this gets very complex, right, to put in place. So don't you think, how do you see that becoming scalable from having a pilot? Are you building on some like success stories at the pilot level to then talk to the community, the international financing organization, and all the players and say, look, this is a pilot that has worked. We can scale it up and bring it to another region or another country. Is that a bit the idea behind that?
Yeah. So I think the key, and I think it sounds a bit like, okay, you and blah, blah, but the thing is, the key is really partnerships and getting all the actors with the different strengths on the table. And that's, I think, the role that we are trying to play, as being like more this neutral facilitator role, which the UN plays in many aspects, right? Because we don't take parts, we don't benefit from anyone. We don't give loans out, we don't sell vehicles or charging infrastructure, right? We're just there most as the facilitator, trying to get everybody to sit on a table and discuss the common challenges. Within e-mobility is always not upfront cost, which is the main challenge. Okay, then there are innovative leasing models. And I think also what we try is the south-to-south exchange. For example, in Chile, we have seen business models for electric buses that have worked out for them, to being the second biggest electric bus market, after China or between Europe, whatever. So like seeing also what worked in Chile, how can that be adapted, for example, to Africa? And then we invite, for example, experts from the Chilean utility to come to Kenya and talk to the Kenyan power and lighting company and what they have done and what has worked for them. And then see also what type of partnerships we can create and facilitate. And then we can talk to like private financiers, we can talk to the World Bank, right? We talk to the government and also see what are the challenges. And one other part that we are supporting is this topic of community of practices. For example, we are creating community of practices on electric two-wheelers, where we bring private companies, where we bring government, local operators, but also the users. We work on standards, for example. Standards is a very important topic for electric mobility, right? Because if every startup is developing their own charging plug, right, we will never get to scale.
True.
So that's why this whole topic of standards, I think, is also very important to get to scale in the sector.
I hope you have a large team working with you and for you, because those are a lot of topics to act as a facilitator. As you said, this is fascinating. May I ask you to switch? We covered a lot of mobility, and again, we can't go that much into more in detail. We talked about the fuel aspect of it as well, which I know is very important in the region as well.